Hello everyone, I'm Tyre from Wiser Biker. Today we're going to do a tutorial on how to change your bicycle tire and tube. Before we start, there are a couple of things that you need to prepare, which are the tools as well as the tire and the tubes. So for tools, you can choose the skewers like this, which is metal. Okay, basically these are the tire skewers which help you remove the tire from the rim, or you can use some of them comes in the form of a plastic, like this one that comes with a multi-tool. These are the plastic skewers that you can use. Next, you also need your new tube and your new tire. When you're getting your new tube and your new tire, please remember to check that they are of the correct size. Okay, they are of the compatible size. For example, this is 700 times 18 to 25C. So for tubes, usually they can accommodate a range of sizes. For tire, so do remember to get that this is 725C. Total, this will be a 725C combination of tire and tube. And finally, you need to have a air pump. Okay, preferably you should use one that has a pressure gauge, because after that you can check the tire pressure and pump it to the one that is suitable for you. So the steps are actually very simple. There are only 4 simple steps. Number 1, take out the wheel from the bicycle. And number 2, remove the tire and the tube together. Number 3, fix a new set of tire and tube. And finally, put back the wheel onto the bicycle. Okay, step 1, we'll take out the wheel from the bicycle. So if yours works with a quick release, it is pretty simple. Just take it out. We'll remove the tire and the tube now. Make sure you release all the remaining air in the tube and make sure it's totally deflated, because that will be easier to take the tire out. Right. Now it's totally deflated. Use the tire skewers. I prefer the metal one. It's actually easier because they are more strong. Okay, so this is how you insert the first skewer. Okay, choose a position of preferably opposite of the valve, directly opposite of the valve, where this one will be the easiest to take out. Okay, if you can press it down, insert the skewer from the side. Okay, and use it as a lever, because just hook the tire wall, one side of the tire wall, hook it out. Okay, just hook one side of it. And then insert the second one about 10 cm away. Okay, you can insert the next one and do the same action. Lever, pull it outward. And then what I'll do now is I will remove the first one. Okay, do the same thing. About few cms away. Okay, so at this point of time is I can actually remove the tire pretty easy from now. Just repeat the same steps until you have the whole tire, one side of the tire all out. Okay. So the next step is to actually remove the tire out of the rim, right? But the easier way for me to do so is to first remove the inner tube. So I will try to pick the inner tube and pull it out first. Okay, so I'll pull the inner tube out. So now there's more space for the tire to move. It's more loose, and at this point of time I can push the tire out pretty easy. You see? Now if you are going to change the whole tire as well, tube and tire as well, then you don't have to consider this step. But if you're thinking of using back the same tire, then what I suggest you to do is to check your tire physically to see if there's anything that's stuck onto the tire. Sometimes small rocks or some metal pieces will be stuck onto your tire and cause the puncture. So this is where you want to check and remove any of those debris before you insert a new tube. Some tires can last longer while others have a shorter lifespan. So usually for most of the tire, I think it's safe to say that you can use for about 2,000 kilometers before you change, before they're actually worn out. Make sure the tire is always in good condition so that to help you to have a safe ride. So now I will put a new set of tire and tube. Now when you have a new set of tire and tube, I will inflate the tube a little bit like this. Okay, this is a little bit inflated. Put it into the tire first. I will fit it into the tire a little bit. Alright, this is my preferred way. I'll lift a little bit into the tire. Okay, so as just a habit for myself, and because I'm a bit anal, I like to do this for the convenience. I will put the tire valve, the tube valve, close to the place on the tire where it indicates the guided PSI, the pressure of this tire, so that next time when someone pumps my tire and tube, they know, they can refer to it very easily. They one shot they know that, oh, this is pumped up to 100 PSI. Alright, so when you have this, next step is to put it back onto the rim, put it back onto the wheel. So insert the valve first. Okay, do take note that some tires have a rotational direction, okay, which means if you have to follow the direction of the rotation for the tire, whichever is pointing forward direction, okay. In this case, this doesn't have, so I can put it anyway. I like it. So putting it back is about the same place, just reverse process. I'll put in one side first. So I put in the one side of the tire onto the rim. Very quickly, I put in one side into the rim. Right, then I will actually squeeze through the whole entire tube in to the tire. Right, slot it in into the space inside. Okay, now next step, I will start from the valve side. I'm going to put the other side of the tire into the rim. Okay, so the initial part will still be quite easy because now we still have quite a lot of room on the tire. So I'll just press it on both sides and slowly. If at any point of time you see the tube is out, just push them in a little bit, or you can use the skewer. Push them in. Use the lever, push them in a little bit. Okay, be careful if you are using a skewer. Don't catch the tube with your skewer, otherwise you may actually end up damaging the inner tube. So usually at the very last part is the hardest to put in because it's actually the tension right now is quite high. Now if you experience that this one is very hard, you can press the tire a little bit. Make sure that the tire walls are into the most middle part of the rim. Then you can try again. Okay, it's quite easy now. Oh, okay, so now the tire and the tube are all completely back onto the rim. Now do this step, it's just like massaging. So a lot of people refers this to massaging the tire. The purpose is to make sure that the whole of the tube is inside the tire and not get caught in between the rim and the tire. Pump up the inner tube. Now, as I've said just now, we know that this one is up to 100 psi, and that is exactly the pressure that I want to give to this tube. So I will use my pump. Now remember, when you pump, just in case, unscrew the tire valve here. You have to unscrew it before you can pump it. Okay, make sure that the crown is loose before you can pump. Otherwise, air won't be able to go in. Alright, so I'm going to pump it up to 100 psi. Okay, now it's 100 psi and just nice. I'm going to remove it. Right, and don't forget to tighten the tire, the tube valve. Tighten the crown on top so that the air won't leak. Put in another cap to secure the valve, keep it upright, and end off with your valve cap. Now I have a new tire and a new tube on this wheel. The last step is actually just to put it back onto the bike and make sure it's aligned and centered. Okay, so drop it back and close your quick release. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. It is a very simple process. However, the more you practice, the easier it will be for you to change your tire, and it is a very important skill that you need to learn to help you get through a flat tire if you are in the middle of nowhere and you can't get access to any mechanic help. Alright, so hope you enjoyed this video. Do give us a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to our channel for further and more useful videos. If you have any difficulties doing other parts of the bike, any repair or maintenance on other parts of the bike, do drop us a comment below and we will try to address to that in our future videos as well. Thank you.